What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Mario Chicken in. Welcome to another market breakdown. Let's get straight into it. Saturday, just looking at the charts. So all of these charts that we're looking at, we're gonna be looking at the daily time frame. I'm gonna more so just stick on the daily time frame. I'm not gonna really go into a breakdown as far as intraday levels because the way these setups are right now, it's like bigger time frame setups because the seasons are changing, the cycles are changing, and the market. So a lot of trends are about to turnover and all that good stuff. So um, starting off with GBP JPY. One thing that I noticed is this head and shoulders pattern. I'm looking for head and shoulders patterns on daily time frames. So I see this head and shoulders pattern right here. So that's a potential head and shoulders pattern. The neckline could go either or. I had the neckline like this if I was to put it at that low. Right there. And have it like that. Then you can more so see that it's a nice head and shoulders pattern. And we're finally getting a break. And how I'm doing these setup is it's a strategic way that I'm gonna trade these head and shoulders pattern. And as you can see, if we go into this area where it looks like a break, so this counter right here is the counter. These two counters right here is the counters that I'm looking at. I consider this the break because of a simple fact on the weekly time frame. On the weekly chart, we closed below the low of this support right here. So this candle closed bearish below the opening and closings of these previous weekly candles. So it broke that support, and on the daily time frame, like I said, this head and shoulders pattern looks like the neckline has been broke with this candle and a nice little retest candle right here where we closed it Friday. So what I'm looking forward to just on the intraday perspective is a nice retest somewhere in that area right there to go into make a high for the weekly candle and then continue down. And how I'm getting my target points is by basically it's two ways that I'm getting my target points. So I'm taking the structure from the left shoulder or the highest point of the head and shoulders to the break of the neckline. So it'll be from right here to right there. And then basically one deviation or the same distance, from the break down. And I also been noticing that a lot of those points have been like already areas of support. So you see like that one deviation is an area of support right here. So it's like so much confluence because that one deviation, if you know how market waves, like the market cycles and everything move, one deviations, two deviations, like the market moves. It's amazing. The market is like it's like geometry. There's so much geometry going on. But anyway, so another confluence is my 89 moving average. This little nice demand area that we have right here, to top off this support area. So that's a nice area of interest. Let me measure that. So from here to the break, it's 341 pips. And from here to here, 341 pips, 40 pips, 50 pips, 350 pips. So that's a nice 350 pip move that I'm looking at for the week. You know what I'm saying? To hit this area right here of support. So that's, and then another, just to bring this up, another way that I'm getting a nice target area to add more confluence is taking the Fibonacci from the high to the low, and then looking at my Fibonacci level. So that area is right below the 0.5, and then you have this area right here is a nice cooler area too. Looking back at this little bullish flag you know, we could consider that a nice area that the market could stop at if it was to break through this support zone once it gets to it. So yeah, man, that's how I'm getting Confluence to get accurate target points, you know, realistic target points. And this setup is basically the same setup that I'm about to display on all the pairs that I'm about to go up. So that's GBP JPY. I'm gonna go to CAD JPY. I think I saw some on CAD JPY. So we got the same similar type setup on CAD JPY. And like I said, if you really pay attention, a lot of these pairs, the pairs that has like the same base or the same the secondary currency, right? The second quoted currency, right? All of them have like the same type structures, you know, the same type setup. So, you know, that's another Confluence. And then I'm gonna go over some features like the indexes for the yen and the Great British Pound and the dollar. And that's also some more Confluence to add on to these setups. But this is Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Same type similar setup. I'm gonna reset the chart. The head and shoulders pattern that I kind of saw on this one was this pattern from this was the left shoulder, this was the head, and then this little area right here was the right shoulder. And this was our break area right here. So this was our break candle. And then looked like we got a nice little retest going on with these wicks that's losing exhaustion. Notice how the wicks are, you know, getting lower and lower, you know. So that's a nice thing. Prices is basically respecting this broken area of support right here. So prices respecting that area of support well. So I'm looking for that to hold on this pair. I'm trying to move this arrow, my bad. Getting on my nerves. All right. Anyway, it's made a clear break. And this retest looks very legit. You know, with the exhaustion of those weeks, nice pants. Got a nice little doji. You know, nice little hammer. So I'm not looking for a nice. I'm not looking for a big, you know, pullback or correction when the market open off this. But this pair should have very minimum drawdown. Like I'm talking like less than 50 pips drawdown as far as for the high of the week. So this is a nice setup too as well, man. The GBP JPY CAD JPY very nice setup, man. And then as far as like the target points, like I said, you could take Fibonacci point from the highest point of the head and shoulders pattern, and then put it at the breaking point. And this 1618 is a nice level, my level of interest that I see first right here. And then also right here, I can see it. Well, actually, it already there broke through this. So I really won't consider that. But that's also just a area to be aware of, you know, right there, that little area right here. But it already did close through that. So I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty for certain that once it does head back down, it's going to break through that level easily to get to this level right here, because it's clearly no traffic in this area, in this range of the market. So once we break through this level right here, I'm pretty for certain that we headed straight down to this zone right here. So that's a nice that's 131 pips from there to the break. So it already has made its first extension. So this could be a nice continuation move to the downside, you know. So, and then that area is also where my moving average is. So that's, like I said, that's a nice target area. So that's CAD JPY. Moving on to GBP CHF. GBP CHF, nice. Okay, so the head and shoulders pattern on here was not as clean. But what I did see was this being the left shoulders. Then this could be like a noisy area to make the head. That's our neckline, and then this could be our possible right shoulder. So that's how I see that structure right there. The buyers that brought this trend up are taking profits. They took profits. You know, another group of buyers came in, said they took some profits and came in and bought this area again. Now a large group of traders from down here looks to be taking profits, and the traders that bought this and bought this structure probably took their profits, you know, got what they could out of the market right here, because once everybody see that the head and shoulders pattern is forming, then a lot of people start taking their profits they bought they care. So price should easily break this neckline right here. And once it break this neckline right here, got a nice clean traffic all the way to this area right here. So that could be a nice area to take profit at. And my moving average is right here, but I'm pretty sure that we'll get to this area right here. So that's a nice potential play as well, man. 300 pip move, man. You know what I'm saying? 300 pip move. So that's GBP, CHF, and I also got my RSI on because when I look at these head and shoulders patterns, or you know, I've learned over the years that double bottoms and double tops are not as not as high quality, you know, as head and shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Triple tops, triple bottoms. So I'm more so about to start sticking to those type of structures when it comes to finding new trends to ride, you know what I'm saying, or finding reversals or whatever. And they can also be used to find continuation patterns. So yeah, that's GBP Swiss franc, GBP CHF. Nice sales setup on GBP CHF. Moving on to GBP NZD. Same type situation on GBP NZD. Like I said, notice how a lot of the pound pairs are you know, slowly losing momentum, this bullish momentum they've been in. So that was my left shoulder right here. This is my right shoulder right here, and this area right here was my right shoulder. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Excuse me. And if I put the line chart on, you can kind of see these head and shoulders patterns a little better. So this would be right, like I said, this would be the left shoulder. It would be the head. This would be the right shoulder. So you can see it much clearer on the line chart. And what I'm also seeing on the line chart, like I said, I really don't use the RSI, but I do know how to use it, right? So, you know, I see divergence on a lot of these setups as well. So that's the actual head and shoulder structure. This area right here was the break candle, and then it looks like we had some nice retest candles right here for a pullback to continue to the downside, because as you can see, prices are already pulled back, retested this neckline area. So retested this previous support area right here. Even if I take it back to this price action maker, you see it was resistance back here, with support right here, and then turn into resistance on this retest. And we've been following, making nice bearish candles, rejecting that area. So I'm looking for a nice continuation. I'm not too static about this one because you know, the break and the retest has already happened. Actually, that is a good thing, but this pair is not a pair that I'm really wanting to trade, because I know how those NZD pairs get. Like it's kind of hard for me to calculate how much I'm gonna win or lose because of the spreads and stuff on those pairs. And they get very noisy at 5 o'clock if I want to swing it. So you know what I'm saying. But moving on to Euro GBP. Euro GBP is actually a pair that I've never traded, but I'm actually interested in trading this pair. Looking at this setup, man, is a nice high quality setup, man. This would be my left shoulder right here. This would be my head right here. That's our neckline, and this is my right shoulder right here. Nice inverted head and shoulders pattern. You know what I'm saying? And price has, you can say that it's about to break it, or you can say that it has broke that neckline. since we have closed above these opening and closings of these candles into this wick area. So we already kind of like broke above that area a little bit, but really won't be safe till we break above, close above that wick. And that wick is the neckline. So that would be the play. And this is something that I will go down to on the intraday scale because this is something that I'm looking at to trade this week for sure. But if you look at the 4-hour time frame, this structure right here is a nice impulse. Then you had your support mate right here. You had your support mate right here, and then a nice breakout right here. So then you had your breakout of the resistance, and now I'm looking for a retest of this resistance to go to the other side. And now I'm looking for my trade right here. I'm looking for it to reject this resistance. And the first 4-hour candle that closed above this area right here, I'm buying the next candle. Plain and simple. So this is like a top priority setup. But that's Euro JPY. Going back to the daily time frame just to look at target points. If you look at just the Fibonacci levels from this low to this high, this again, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is draw the range and move it up 1 deviation and see how this area, this Fibonacci level right here matches up with 1 deviation of that move, and that's also a key level. So look how it was a key level back here. Look how price traded around that zone. So I'm pretty certain that we can hit that area once we get that break. And this is a high quality setup, man, because that's a potential 240 pips. You know what I'm saying? 250 pip move. And I can see that happening in a week, week or so. So that's a nice play, man. Very nice play, man. If you can get a nice entry on a 1-hour time frame at the right timing of this market, say around London session. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks to be, of course, it's a London session pair. So, catch it at that pre-market. Get one of those 15 pip stop positions. 15 pips for 250 pips. That's stupid. So moving on Euro AUD. Try to wrap it up. Euro AUD. A nice head and shoulders pattern right here that I see is this would be okay. So this was it right here. So this was my left shoulder. That was my head, and then I believe this was my right shoulder right here. So that's how I'm looking at this head and shoulders pattern. And it's very similar to Euro GBP, how we're right at the neckline. So the same situation that I'm looking for on Euro GBP, I'm looking for on Euro AUD. This is a nice quality setup as well. So once we get that break above, we already have broke above that high right here. So we already broke above a resistance. So this so long as this resistance hold right here, that's an easy buy right there off the muscle. Place stop below this counter right here. It's like 28 pip stop and ride that up to these target points right here. So this is 1 deviation. I already got it drawn out, and then I drew a Fibonacci from this high right here to this low right here to look at potential Fibonacci correction levels. And the 50% lines up with a nice support zone, like right up here, which is also 1 deviation of this head and shoulders pattern. So from this high to that low. That's one deviation in the breakout. So that's a nice potential setup, man. Euro AUD. Moving along to Eurocad. Eurocad, same similar buy setup. Notice how the euros are going into buys and then the pounds are going into sales. So a lot of them have similar setups. Looking at this head and shoulders pattern, this was the pattern that I saw. That was left shoulder, that was the head, and this right here was the right shoulder. So that could be considered the right shoulder right there. Or you can break it down like that. So this could be the break and retest right here of the head and shoulders pattern. So this is a play that's already kind of like in motion. I take my Fibonacci from here to this side. This one deviation right here. Nice level right there. Outside with support right here, resistance right here. So I can definitely see it reaching that area. So that's a nice 200 pip play right there, man. You know what I'm saying? I already broke out, I already retested and respected the neckline. That's lights out right there. This is the easy setup right here as well. Eurocad. Looking at the hour chart, look how we already in this nice push. Price is making nice impulse flags. Flag, impulse. Made a flag. Look like another impulse coming. And once you if you catch that impulse and price goes above here, you just move your stop to break even, man, and let it ride to that high time frame target. 250 pips up off like a 20 pip stop, you know what I mean? So cash CHF moving along to Canadian dollar CHF. I see a nice head and shoulders on here. So this would be the left shoulder, that would be the head, and this would be the right shoulder. This is already broke. This was your break right here. And we already had a move down. So this is already in motion. But I do see it going much further down to this level right here. We got some support right here. Based off of this structure. Got some support right there. The price seems to be respecting so much. And I also see a smaller continuation here that shows in this structure. So I probably could point that out a little bit on the 3 hour. Get the 3 hour chart. So yeah, if you look at the 3 hour chart, so this would be like one of those head and shoulder continuation patterns. You feel me? That's the left, that's the head, and then this could be like considered. Okay, so let's see. That could be considered a shoulder right here. Let's see, that could be considered the head and shoulders right there. So what I'm seeing, either way it go, because the head and shoulders patterns are never gonna be that just super crisp cut clean. But what I do see is continuation though. Long story short, to go to the downside. Nice little downside range to continue to further the targets. And this is the target to the downside. So cash CHF is already in motion. A lot of the plays that's in motion, they are high quality sales because they already are show in their hand that the head and shoulders pattern has played out. So they already trending. So these are just trending markets, Eurocad and the Eurocad is already trending. And notice that this is Eurocad. So CAD is the quote on this pair. And it's going in the uptrend, and CAD CHF, where CAD is the base pair, it's going down. So that's basically all the pairs that I'm looking at. And then I also was just looking at crypto because I used to trade these a lot. But this is a head and shoulders on the daily time frame on Bitcoin. Just a nice play that I see happening. Nice head and shoulders right here on Bitcoin. Already been in a very overbought market. Price has basically halted right here. A lot of divergence all the way since in January, and just this whole structure is just just losing a lot of strength. Slowly for sure, a lot of divergence, people taking profits. So as you can see, price already broke through this neckline of this head and shoulders pattern. So this is a play in motion as well, very high quality setup. And I'm talking about this is the one deviation down. So even if I put my Fibonacci from that high to that low, so this is a nice level right here that I got based off of this structure back here. So that's a nice area to take profit at. That's a nice 1,000 pip move, man. Nice 900 pip move. You place your stop. Me personally, I would place my stop like above the previous daily candle, 130 pips. No, that's 1,000 pips. 1,000 pip stop. No, hold on, I might be tripping. Oh, hold on, I'm tripping. Yeah, damn. Yeah, 1,000 pip stops for 10,000 pip move. I'm sorry, 10,000 pip move. Yeah, because that's 50,000 to 40,000. So potential, I could definitely see it here 40K. So that's a nice potential crypto setup. And also with Ripple as well, nice head and shoulders pattern, very steep head and shoulders pattern. Neckline already has been broken, which was a nice support area. Price in motion, nice retest candle, nice confirmation candle. Place your stop of that previous candle. That'll be like that's like 200 pips. So how is that adding these pips now? It's Ripple, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of confusing me because I haven't traded around. So it looks like 130 pips. Yeah, that's about 130 pips. 130 pip moves for like a potential 400 pip move. For sure, for sure. And then just to look at these indices real quick, man. These indexes, whatever you want to call them. No, the dollar is falling. Man, the dollar is falling. I don't see I mean, now what I do see potentially happening is this being like a left shoulder, this being a head, this being a right shoulder. You know, I can see that happening, but that'll be a lot. That's not a play in motion. It takes some time for it to happen. So the dollar have to go up. This could be potential right shoulder right here. So the dollar is just going down. That's all I see on the dollar. I mean, it's falling. Now what I did want to show real quick before I got off was this is the yen feature. So this is the yen Japanese yen index, and this is a nice inverted head and shoulders pattern. See how we already had like a nice breakout. Prices came back and retested right here. So this is a nice indication that the yen is about to gain strength in reverse because we are in an oversold, like we're in a very oversold market when it comes to the yen. So that's also why I got my RSI out too, to look at oversold and overbought markets, just for extra confirmation. So I can definitely see the yen, you know what I'm saying, coming to retest these levels up here to you know to add to the confluence of like that GBP JPY setup for the sale and that CAD JPY setup for the sale. You know, that's what make that's what make those setups make sense also. You know what I'm saying? And then this is the pound right here. Looking at the pound. So if I look at the pound, it's very, very sloppy. So maybe if I go to the far, we can see. So if we go to the far, we can see it better. They could be like considered the left shoulder. They could be the head, and then this could be our right shoulder right here. Because I noticed like on GBP USD, even though this is a pair I trade, I really can't make out the structure right now. It's kind of confusing, so that's why I didn't go over it. So as far as what the dollar is doing, I'm really not too concerned on there right now because it don't make sense to be right now. But as far as like with the pound and the yen, I have a lot of confluence for those trades. So the GBP JPY trade is definitely a setup that I'm interested in selling for like the next. I mean, until we get to these areas on here, GBP JPY is my priority setup because this is the pair I trade. But if you look on a 4 hour time frame, looks like we already have broke this the resistance of this neck line. So it look like we already closed above this strong support right here. So I'm looking for this level to hold 150, looking for 150 to hold. And 150 hold, that's like less than 60 pips drawdown, 100 pip range. I don't see it going back up that high, but it is possible because now that I'm looking at the 4 hour chart, you know what I'm saying, I can see it hitting my 89. That's where my 89 is. My 89 is right at the 4 hour level. So I can see it coming back, making some kind of correction based off of this shoulder and this low right here. And that's also a 50% correction level. So I can see it coming back to like 150.5, you know what I'm saying? And making it high for next week before we head to the downside. And if you get an entry up there and ride it to my target point, that's a nice 600 pip move, man. So that's a trade that I'm definitely this is the trade that I'm waiting to take, man. And I'm gonna swing it, man. I'm gonna swing it because I can snap a good position on this and day trade other pairs, you know what I'm saying? That's in motion. But so that's my market breakdown, man. This is a good one because it's catching the charts at important reversal cycles, important moments of the year. It's gonna be good to go back and look at this video at the end of the year to see how these these patterns and these cycles played out. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.